Hello, boys and girls. Miss D back today with the math activity you could use today to add to what you're already doing on an everyday basis. So the activity we're going to do that I'm going to show you is called code breakers. So you're going to be a code breaker, and what you're going to do is you are going to convert the letters of the alphabet into numbers. And it's going to be very simple. So like A, of course, is going to be worth 1. B could be 2. C could be 3. D could be 4, and so forth. So when you get to the letter Z at the end of the alphabet, it's going to be worth 26. Once you've done that, I decided to write mine out so I could easily go back and forth and use it as many times as I needed to. After I did that, I'm now going to take my name and assign a value to it. So I'm going to use my first name, which is Nikki. Nickie, and I'm going to assign each letter a value based on that code that I created. So N is going to be worth 14. Then when I look at my list, I is worth 9. C is worth 3. K is worth 11. I is worth 9 again. And then E is worth 5. It's the 5th letter of the alphabet. So now I have this nice addition problem where I can just practice. And really anybody could do this. So I'm going to use something called the associative property. My 5th graders know about this. I'm going to be able to group different numbers together to make my addition problem a little bit easier. So what's awesome about addition and multiplication is you can group these numbers in any order you want to, and I'm still going to get the same value. I could go in the order they already are in, and I'm still going to get the same value, or I could put numbers together that I think are easier to add. We call that the associative property when we're grouping. I kind of do this mentally, so I'm not going to just rewrite the problem, but you could do that as well. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put 14 and 5 together, which is 19, and I'm going to add that 11. I like that because that's going to give me 19 plus 11 is 30. So right there, I've already taken care of 3 numbers, 14, 11, and 5. That's 30. I love when I can get a nice 0 right there. Then when I look at my numbers, let's do 9 and 9. That's a double, so that's going to be 18. So I've got 30 plus 18. I'm going to mark them out as I go so I don't accidentally use them again. And then all I'm left with is 3. So I have 30 plus 18 plus 3. I will probably do, again, associative property, 30 and 3, which is 33. And then 33 plus 18. And I can work this out to the side if I needed to. But 33 plus 18 should give me 51. So my name, if I assigned a value to my name, to Nikki, it's going to be 51. And I could figure out my whole name. I could do Nikki, Lois, Sue, Dixon, and figure out the total for my whole name if I wanted to. So you can take this up a notch. Since I figured out the value of my name, I could also figure out the value of each family member that's currently in my house. So there's me, which we just said is 51. I have my husband, whose name is Robbie. He's the lucky one. He's got 62, and I think it's because of the Y, because he has less letters than me, but his is worth more. And then we have Kobe, poor Kobe, with a 4-digit name. He's only worth 33. And then we have Derek, who's staying with us right now, and he's close to mine. He has the same amount of letters as I do, I think. And he's worth 50. So he's really close. So once you have like your whole family figured out, you then could order these. Let's do greatest to least this time. We'll go greatest to least. So Robbie, the lucky winner, he would be first. So I'm going to put a first place by him. First place. I would be next at 51. So second. Derek has 50. So he's third, and poor Kobe with his 4-letter name is going to be in fourth. Okay, so if you wanted to order these from least or greatest to least, that's what we did. Greatest to least, go ahead and do that with your family. A bigger challenge would be to take 10 of your classmates, figure out the value of their name using the same code, A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, and figure out 10 of your classmates and order them from greatest to least and see where you fall into that list. For my kiddos who want more of a challenge, you could figure out what the average letter in your name is worth. Now, if I wanted to find average, we've done average a few times in class when we're trying to figure out the average of our grades, where we add all of our grades together and divide by how many grades we have. So if I was doing my name, we add all those together, it's 51, and I would divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I would do 51 divided by 6. So I could see what about each letter is going to be worth. Now that's not going to go in evenly, and I would probably do a decimal. So 51 divided by 6. Okay, 6 is not going to go into 5. I like to put an X there. I'm not going to use that. 6 goes into 51. If I went 7 times, that's 42. 8 times is 48. 9 times is 54, which is too much. So I cannot go 9. I'm going to have to go 8. Okay, so each letter is going to be worth about 8 on our code. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 48 and get 3. Now, a lot of you could say it's 8 with a remainder of 3/6, or 8.5, which is actually very true. It is 8.5, because a lot of you are going to say that's 8 and 3/6. And you're going to simplify and say, hey, that's 8.5. So each letter in my name has an average point value or number value of 8.5. Another way you could show that is to add a decimal point to 51. See that? Add a 0. Did that change the value of 51? No. And then bring your 0 straight down, and 6 goes into 30 5 times. So 8.5 at the top as well, either way. So you could figure out the average value to each letter of your name. Just divide by the number of letters in your name after you find your value. Okay? Another activity you could do with this is you could take the last name of your teacher. I hate to use my name because my students may want to use this. I'll just do Nikki. We'll just say it's Miss Nikki, but when you solve it, do Dixon. So we'll say Nikki, and we know that equals 51. And I could take 51 and I could say, okay, what would that be times the students in my class? If each kid, since they're in Miss Dixon's class, we could multiply that by, I think I have 21 kids, we could multiply that by 21, and now I can practice with multiplication. So if you are in, say, Miss Ernest's class, and she has 21 students, figure out the value for Ernest, and then multiply by 21 if that's how many students are in her class. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. And then multiply and see what that value would be. So everyone could have different answers depending on who their teacher is. So that's a good way to practice, okay? So I'm going to do 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. Now I need a placeholder. And then 2 times 1 is 2. And 2 times 5 is 10. And I could now add. That's 1, that's 7, that's 0, so 1,071. So when I put us all together, that's what that would equal. Now, just remember that I did not do my last name. So if you're a student in my class, you would need to figure out what Dixon equals and then multiply by 21. So there's just some fun activities you can do with this. So have fun with this code breaker activity today. It's good just to sharpen your skills. And next week, I'm going to try to get my son on here to show you a cool multiplication game that you can play at home with just a deck of cards if you have one. So enjoy, and I'll talk to y'all later. Also, just a quick tip, teachers, if you're looking for a way to interact with your class, Miss Ernest and myself and Mr. Seiler tried Google Hangout today, and it actually worked really great. We got that idea from my son's teacher who did it yesterday, and I'm like, you know what, that's great. And the kids just really enjoyed getting to talk to each other and asking questions about their NTI days. So give it a try and see. You're probably better with technology than me on some things, so you might even be able to make it even better. So give it a try because our kids loved it. Also, I'll say this. If you're one of my students, keep working on IXL and keep improving your math skills. This is a great time to practice multiplication tables, and this is just a great time to practice your IXL skills as well. Also, forgive me for still having our day one activities in the back where I went shopping in the Dixon household because I honestly forgot they were in here. This is Kobe's game room, and I honestly don't come in here all too often. So enjoy your weekend getting ready to come up, and just keep practicing with math. It's all over the place in your house. Just look for different ways that you are using it on a daily basis, because I promise you that you are using it even if you don't realize it. All right, see you later.